night and welcome to another exciting episode of Verses and Flow, a showcase of Guyana's very own spoken word artists. I'm your host, Yerida Nikhil Bowen, and tonight we have an exciting lineup for you. Stay tuned.
Yo, honey, what's up? That was how I planned on approaching her. But as she drew closer to me, it became very clear that I couldn't step to her like that. Nah, I couldn't be fake. I had to keep it real. So I just told her like it is. You see, because she was like homemade bread just out of the oven with butter melting on it. Or like the feeling that you get when you just wash your car and you're standing looking at it. Seriously, she was like a cold glass of swank on a hot afternoon. Or like a hot cup of tea on a rainy day in June. She was like the steam that rises from a hot plate to cook up. Or when you bite into a sweet mango and you don't care if your mouth mess up. She was like the first time you play freeze or melt or saw out, or the feeling that you got when you got that first bike. She was like learning to make a cardio punch and getting it just right, or playing saw out with your friend, or watching West Indies cricket, not now but back then. She was like Baileys and Barclays and Black Label with your friends, or sleeping in late after a hard weekend. Or like the feeling that you got when your leg was hurting and your mother kissed you on your forehead and your leg stopped hurting. Believe me, she was all that and so much more. That's why my heart I decided to pour. And everything that came to my head, I stood proudly in front of her and I said, girl, here's my sweet sugar cake with my tie and my tambran ball. Girl, you remind me of that ripe apple on the tree that just wouldn't fall. You see, I'm a fried breadfruit, I'm a meta G, will always be. And if you left me, I would miss you like running in the yard and playing gum and smelling grandma upstairs, boiling fresh guava jam. You see, she stood there, and I stood there and I watched her a bit, not knowing if she was really pleased with it. Her skin like sapodilla and her eyes fixed on me. She couldn't help but flash a smile. You see, because I didn't come with any game or any made-up style, because I couldn't. You see, she was pure, she was free, she was wild, she was untamed, with culture and intellect so perfectly framed. She had the strength that I could rely on, that support that I could be. See, that is a story of how we met. That's a story of how we met, you see. And 15 years later, that perfect wife, she is still to me. Thank you.
Am I an island? I look around me and all I can see are sharks in every direction. I can't outswim these sharks, so I try to fight them, and I soon realize that I'm fighting myself. Because these sharks, they're a part of me. Feelings repressed for so long, they've turned against me. Bombarded by unexpressed longings, I feel myself overflowing. Spewing out strange whisperings, an echoing bellow of waves. Lost, I listen to the beckoning of the moon and I follow it. Caught between the lunar call and the constant rumbling of idle waves, thoughts misplaced can't contain me. My tides ebb and flow, haphazard rhythm. I know it's scary, but please follow me as the sun comes up and I float skyward only to become an ocean again, or a creek or a pool, or someone's thirst quencher. Drink me. Swallow my fluidity, now try to hold me. Feel me. Soak up my scent, breathe me. Taste my reality, taste me. Light, airy, salty. Experience something you can't understand. Keep following me. Flow along with my currents, let me wash you in strange tides, drown you in bring you back to life again. Now that you're refreshed, touch me. Let my ripples caress your bare hands, immerse yourself in my waves, and let them toss you into wet and wild ecstasy. Be comforted by my warm wetness as I wash you to the shore. Now, rest with me. I transition from metaphorical illusions and my sharks begin to disappear. Unexpressed longings become poetic ramblings, no more bellowings of waves. Just the ebb and flow, rise and fall of chests, whispering, whistling breaths, and me lying on these blue sheets with you next to me.
All hail the mighty pen, conjurer of things we have not seen, tour guide of places we have not been, confusing mystifier of minds not keen, but who among us really knows how to control it? They say only we writers, lyricists, and poets really know it. They say the pen is a weapon and we've got writer's Glock, cocked, locked, and ready to blow it. Your mind, that is. But I think you find that this talent is something quite amazing. You see, it's captivating. It makes the people say, ooh, that line is hot, that verse is fire, that kid is up there blazing, but it's really the coolest of feelings. You see, it's natural, it's something like breathing, and indeed, if I didn't have this vent, I just might die. But if I do pass, for me don't cry, cause I have my whole life, my whole mind, the whole world through my eyes scribbled down on these lines. And like B.O.B. said back in 08 or 09, I'll be in the sky, or at least in the back of your mind, editing lines, whispering rhymes. Cause the pen of the poet will never run dry, it's forever supplied by the streams of tears of joy and pain in our eyes, by goodbyes at the unraveling of old ties, by the bitter aftertaste of old lies, by love and hate and good and bad times. The ink of our emotions gushes out on these lines, and so appreciate it. Cause we pull our whole insides out for you and still manage to stand here looking just right, looking comfortable. But like jackets that are reversible, we've had to learn to be versatile. We are poets. For this and more pieces, stay tuned.